Hello and welcome back to Connect to the Deck Tarot. Now I know I promised you autumn decks in later on in the month, and I will be doing that. The darker themed autumn decks, the ones closer to Halloween, and the ones I feel like, you know, fit in with November. And I probably should have like brighter decks for November, but I don't know. I feel that if you're going to do some introspective work, November's a good month to do it, especially in the hemisphere I'm in. But in between that, I wanted to talk about one video that's been done quite a few times, but those are the decks that I just don't connect with, okay? And before I used to think, I don't connect with these, I'm just going to get rid of them. Well, it's not as easy as I thought to I try to find a home for these decks. I've tried to put them on Marketplace a few times. People are generally either not interested or whatever. I've had other groups, but then you have to ship them off, and if they're not willing to pay for shipping, it's kind of expensive, especially where I am. Even for trading, and then you don't know who you're trading with. Anyway, so there's a whole thing. So I still have not, if I ever get, you know, I would say get rid, but I would say rehome these decks. I think it would be, I'd have to figure out what to do with these. So, okay. Before I start doing these, I want to say that it is it's not because these decks are not worthy of your time or worth buying. It's just that I personally am not, or have not connected with them. Now there is more than these that are in my collection, because I've received from Hay House, and there's quite a few that I just don't really connect to. But I'm not going to add these in here right now. I'll do another one at one point. When I go through the decks and decide which ones I'm going to keep on my desk here, because I have them all in front of me and beside me, over here and over here where you can't see. Yeah, let me see if I can just move the camera a little bit. You can see all the decks. Look at the decks. Look at all this. Okay, you can see it, right? Yeah, and I also have some over here on the side, all on the side, but I'm not going to move the camera there, so you get to see all of like the secrets, right? Let me see if I can put, okay, so these I put aside so I know that I'm not using now, and I'm not a fan. I've realized that I am not a fan of some of Radley Valentine, unfortunately. I know he's wonderful. It's just his style, and some of his early decks, like this Angel Answers, that was originally done with what's her face. Oh, I'm sorry, didn't mean to say what's her face. But I really wasn't into tarot when she was at her height. So, oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. She's the one who converted to religion there, and you know who I'm talking about anyway. Yeah, everybody who's anybody here is going, Jane, how can you not remember? But, you know, I have perimenopause, and it's just kind of, it just went away. But you know who I'm talking about. She used to have her name on these as well, and I wanted these, so I got them. And here's why I don't really connect with them. And it's because they are fortune-telling cards. And what I mean by that is that this, not the right time, or this one's not bad, listen, but this, okay? And then that's kind of vague. That's okay. That's not bad. These are pretty good. Let go. Like, I don't mind these at all. Improving health. It's these. No. Look for a sign. Communicate. Unlikely. Don't like this one. Success. Big happy changes, get more information. It's not bad. No need to worry. Recovery. Don't stop. That's good. Within the next few months. No. Is there two no's here? There's two no's, and this one's got an exclamation mark. What the heck? I thought there was only one. Be assertive. It's up to you. There's something better if you believe. Compromise. Yes. Situation will improve. Help will, yes, with an exclamation. A year from now. I mean, they're not bad. I feel like I'm looking at an 8 ball. You know what I mean? I don't know, I feel like I'm looking at an 8-ball. And I'm not much into these. I don't, and I'm going to tell you something that I probably, people will be surprised to hear this, but I'm not much into the representation of the angels of the wing stuff. Like, and I'm going to tell you why. Okay, I'm going to tell you why. It's solely on the religion that I was raised in, okay? The Catholic religion and all of their representation of what angels look like. I don't really connect with that. I don't think I ever have. And I think that when I fell out with that religion that was introduced to me as a young child, when I fell out with it as an adult, I kind of just let it go. Because I don't want this idea. You know what? I don't want this idea of perfection. I really don't want this. I see everybody, and I have nothing against people who do. I love the beautiful statue. They're beautiful. They're gorgeous. It's just that sometimes this is a bit too much for me. I'm kind of like the working. I always said this to everybody that I do readings with, or when I do readings online, is I'm the accountant. I am the accountant of spirituality. I need the things that need to do checks and balances. It can't just be all beauty and light. It has to be a work in progress. We're here on the planet as a school, and this is like perfection. And I'm not big into perfection. Okay? And I can't. Okay? This is like bow down. I feel like this is like, if this being showed up in front of me, I would have to bow down to this person. And I don't know. I can't tell you why. It's just the way I am. Okay? So I'm not saying that people who love these, you think they're beautiful and would have that beautiful angelic moment and believe in angels and the wingspan and all of that stuff and the beauty and the bigger than you and are religious are wrong. I'm absolutely not saying that at all. I'm telling you about me and why I don't connect to this kind of stuff. It's just not, it's not my thing, right? The other part that I really don't connect to is time spans. Because I believe that you decide, like there may be somewhere in a book that says that yes, this will work out and no, this won't work out. But I like to think that we are the navigators of our lives. And I don't want any cards telling me yes or no. I don't want to make my decision based off a card. That's just, if I said, should I go and get takeout? No. Oh, okay. Well, the card said no, I'm not going to go. You know what I mean? I'm not big into that. It's a big turnoff. The rest, 3/4 of the cards are perfect. This one is very optimistic. The situation will improve. And I guess I could take these cards out and use these. I could very well do that. But there's also something about the backs and it's just too, and the wings and the angel sings and I can't. There's beauty and beauty. To tell you the truth, I'm more of a very scenic person. I actually paint nature scenes. So I probably is more my thing than these. They just don't really resonate. Okay? What's her name? You guys are probably screaming in the comment section already, what's her name? Look, no. I was going to say Louise Hay. That's Hay House. That's not Louise Hay. Oh, what is it? What is it? I watched so many videos about her when she, went. But I'm not getting rid of this deck. I'm keeping it. I keep it kind of, on the side. But to say that I use it in my readings, I don't think so. You will not have seen them very often. Maybe at the beginning when I first got the deck, and then I realized this really wasn't for me. So, like I said, if you love this, no problem. Go for it. If you resonate, whatever you resonate, the divination tool that's yours, go for it. Now this makes me sad because this was a gift from my husband. I was into collecting all kinds of Rider-Waite-Smith, and this one was a black and gold edition, and I went, ooh, and I said, get it for me for Christmas. I want it for Christmas because it's black and gold. Unfortunately, when I got it, I have to say this, the quality of this really disappointed me. Right off the bat, it's got, and I edged these, so they were not edged, they were cardboard. I edged them in kind of a gold metallic, as you can see, to make them a little bit better. But if you look at them, they're bent. And this is a permanent bend. Like, it's like they've got this and it won't, right? Not only that, they're kind of, I just don't know. And the look of them, first of all, they didn't really translate well to the camera. As you can see, they reflect light a lot. And I don't know, the palette it washes out the images. I feel like the images are, you know what I mean? And it's personal, like, they shuffle okay. It was disappointing. I felt disappointed by this. And at the time when I bought them, I know my husband spent like almost $45 for these, and I was disappointed by the quality. I just really was disappointed by it. And I just never felt the need. I have so many Rider-Waites, I just never felt the need. I may keep them for Christmas, and I may use them, but they're not used a lot. I may use them at Christmas because they're kind of shiny, like tin foily, like gift wrapping. And it is a Rider-Waite-Smith, but they are by far probably the least favorite RDWS. RWS. Rider-Waite-Smith. RW whatever. Rider-Waite-Smith deck. Sorry, I have a hard time with these. Okay, so this is it, and it's got an the book is okay, but it's okay. There's not, I don't know. It's just for the price. I was really disappointed. I was expecting, I don't know. I was expecting more somehow. So that's it for that one. The other one that really surprised me was the Modern Witch Tarot deck. Oh, it was so sad that this one I didn't connect with. I really was so sad. I really wanted to because of the Everything is Fine. I'm not getting rid of this one because I'm hoping that somehow, some way, at one point, and I know for a lot of people, they've connected to this deck. I find that it could be the printing of it that really bugged me, because that happens a lot. Sometimes the way they do stuff is, I don't know, it just feels weird. The deck is really thick, and you can't really riffle shuffle. I have a hard time with decks that I can't riffle shuffle. It just bugs me. I'm a riffle, I do, is it riffle shuffle, or I don't know. That thing that I do, if I can't do it, it really bothers me. The other thing is that I know this is a lot about ladies. It's the witches, right? And that's okay. And I don't mind having a deck that's a lot about just the ladies, okay? But I find that in a tarot deck, you need the masculine and the feminine. That's just me, okay? And I'm all for women power. And like I said, it's a beautiful deck. I'm not disputing the artwork. I think it's gorgeous. The Ten of Swords. This is my favorite, but I like the other one that they have in here. It's probably in here somewhere. And the colors are so vibrant and beautiful. I love it. Like, I love it. The ladies portrayed here are gorgeous. Yeah, Everything is Fine. Yeah. This is why I don't think I'll ever get rid of it. I think I might just pin this one somewhere, use it as a bookmark or something, because I love this one so much. It's like, everything's good. I'm on the floor dying, but I'm good. Okay? But, yeah. I can't, I don't know. I have a hard time reading, especially for readings, because my readings involve the masculine and the feminine of everything, and I find it very hard to have a deck that's just feminine. If I was doing just a feminine reading, that would be fine, but I need my King of Wands. I need my King of Swords, okay? It's not like I feel like they intently made the males disappear, but for whatever reason, they absolutely did disappear in this deck. And for reading purposes, for artwork, gorgeous. For personal taste, absolutely wonderful. For readings for everybody, I feel, I don't know, feels a little one-sided. And, yeah, that's just me. Okay, that's just me. I have a hard time connecting to it. And I may get hate on this, but like I said, it's not to hate anybody. It's not to say that everybody's wrong. It's just to say that for me, it's not really it, okay? And I think what happened too is then I ended up, let me see if I can find it just like that. I ended up getting, I think it's this one. Ooh. Yeah. You see, I ended up with the Neoteric, this one. And that's when this one went aside, because the Neoteric one has, first of all, I can shuffle it. Okay, the cardstock is very thin compared. And let me see here. It's got the feminine. It does have the feminine as well. Does it have any masculine in here? Let me see. I don't think so. I think this is also just a feminine deck. It is. It's just a feminine deck. Ah. There is a dude. Okay? They did put one guy in here. I guess they just said, okay, we put one guy in here. Let me see if I can find any other guys in here. Can I find another guy in here? Probably not. Yeah, this is, I guess this could be, but it's probably girl too. I don't know. I guess maybe there's not that many guys. So now I have to eat my words. But this one was called the feminine deck. So I don't know. I don't know, you guys. Even the devil has the... And this definitely is. It looks like the guy. So could be a girl, I guess. But I don't know. I don't think so. Yeah, definitely more feminine base. But if I was to replace this one, it would be with this one. Because ta-da! You can shuffle it. See what I mean? And it's just as pretty. Honestly, it is very, very pretty. The High Priestess. Let me see here. Do we have bigger women here? Let me see if they represent the bigger. Maybe not. Well, bigger and older. This card I really connect to. So, Four of Cups. Anyway, this one is what I would connect to more, and I'm not going to go through this one. If you want to see this one, let me know. I will do flip through this one as well. I really like this one. I use this one a lot more. Now, what else can I compare to this one? Because there was another one too, I believe. I believe there was another one that I really connected to that was comparable. Let me see. Let me see. Is it the Essential? Was it the Essential Tarot? Let me see. I'm trying to pull to find which ones were closer to. Now that one is different. This one feels more older, kind of. Yeah, this one's got a lot of like turn of the century, which I really love, by the way, because that's a personal taste for me. I haven't used that one in a while too. Okay. Let me take a look if I can find it here. I'm not too sure, you guys. I'm not too sure at this point if I'll be able to find it. Anyway, we're just going to let it go with that. But this one, I think this one is probably the one that I identify more with. It is still very feminine, but you don't see that one a lot. And I will usually pair it with a more masculine feeling deck, which is the Morgan Greer Tarot. I find is very like 1970 mustache kind of deck. So I will pair them to try to even them out, right? Anyway, so I'm putting this one aside. This one I keep with. Okay, so next up are, let's see. This one I used for a long time. It's a Mucho Tarot by Los Caribeos. And I'm going to tell you why. This one I used a lot at the beginning. When I ordered it, I did some multi-colors and the side, the red and the gold, right? You can see it. Because it's got kind of that in the background too. The thing is I found it a little bit confusing. There's certain images that I just found, they're beautiful, they're gorgeous. Like this one's not. But this one right here, it's like, what is this? This is the devil, okay? And yes, there's the red around it, but it's a lady who's the devil. It's just a different sort of cards. This is the Lovers. I don't know, at one point, even their sixes is a little, it was the clarity of certain cards that got me. Like these aren't, I mean, I can figure them out. It's not a problem. But if I'm always like trying to look at a card and wondering, what is this? You know, like, is this Justice? What is this? This is the Moon. You know, I can tell this is the World. It's just like, okay, this is the Queen of Swords. You kind of have to look. Is this the King? He's got a crown. I guess it's the King of Pentacles. But you're always wondering what's going on. Although, to tell the truth, they have the Pentacles there, and they have the number up here. They have the crown. So you can really tell. I don't know. At one point, I just felt like I wasn't really connecting to this anymore. And I had other decks that I could work with. I don't hate this deck. I actually always really, I worked with it quite a bit. I just that sometimes I would find myself like stuck in a rut for things. Like this is the Wheel of Fortune, but you really have to look because there's that wheel in the background. That's the kind of stuff that every once in a while when you're doing readings, you find yourself going, what is this? Where? And then you have to start looking all over the card. You know? And even like the Two of Cups, do they look in love? Maybe, yeah. It's just, there's just a little something, you know? And when I have so many cards to choose from, this one too, this is the Emperor, but almost felt like it could have been the Hierophant. So I had to like really look, it's like, oh, is it? Oh yeah, it's the Emperor. There's no people in there, right? So you have to just, this is the Hierophant. See, this is more, but if you don't work with it all the time or every day, you're like, ooh, what is this? And then this one too, because of the trees, I think, oh, wands, but it's no, it's actually cups, you know. So just every once in a while, I felt like I stuttered in this deck. And if you're always trying to just like going, okay, what is this, what is this, what is this? If I had worked with it day and night, night and day, I probably would know it inside and out. It's just that I found that certain decks were a little easier to read. I feel that there's a lot happening in these images, more than some, sometimes. And like I said, I don't hate this deck. This deck I am not rehoming for sure, because there's, at one point, I most likely will pull it out just to have the diversity and the difference of it to work with it. But every once in a while, it's like, okay, I have decks that I can connect easier to. You know, it's like, it's less of a job to try to figure out what's what and where's where. And, yeah. Now, this one is just funny to me because this is the Nomad Soul Warrior Tarot. And I feel like this is a knockoff of something. I feel like this is not a real deck. I feel like I bought this and I get the impression that it's fake. You know what I mean? So yeah. First of all, I don't like the writing underneath. It's too small. I can't read it. Okay? I feel it's too cartoony. I actually don't like this deck at all. Okay, so it's one of those things where, and this is like the Knight of Cups. Really? Okay. The Nine of Cups. It's just, there is, even this is kind of, I don't know, it's kind of weird. And then somebody mentioned that all of these in the background look like a man's, you know, and that kind of, I just thought that was a fun, and it does. I mean, look, it really does. So, and they're everywhere, and once you've seen them, you can't unsee them. And that looks like breasts. Yeah, I can't. You can't unsee them. It's just, you can't. They're everywhere. I have no idea why. I don't know what was the plan for this. And why they have to look like that. I mean, somebody could say they're mushrooms. No, they don't even look like that. It's, yeah. It just, you know, I can't. So this deck is, for me, a bust. I don't like it. I don't think I've ever used it. And, yeah. No. If I can, I will absolutely give it away to anybody who wants it. If you're interested, let me know in the comments. You'd have to pay for shipping, though. I don't know. The next one is another Radley Valentine deck, and unfortunately I have a few other Radley Valentine decks that and this was sent by Hay House. This is one of the new ones. It's the Animal Guides Tarot. I have a love-hate relationship with the back of his decks. I really just don't like them. I think it's just personal taste. It's not my favorite. No. And also the size of his decks are usually this much, you know, like, and it's too much. It's just a lot of deck. Like, it's very thick, very cardboardy. And the first one is the one. The other part of it is I don't have very many animal decks. And that's a personal preference. I'm not much into animal decks. And I know I'm not the only reader like this, so it's not that there's anything wrong with it. Absolutely not. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Oh, polar bear. But I don't know, for card reading, for me, is just, no. The only animal deck that I do have is this one. And it is designated my mother's deck because my mother picked it. And it's a Spirit Song Tarot. And it's the only one I have. And I don't use it very often, but it is the only one that I have. And this one is personally linked to it because it's my mom's personal deck. And I trimmed it because I didn't like the borders on it. So it's been trimmed. It's been, I cut the borders off of it. And this one I will use because it's very pastel-y. It reminds me of my mom. And plus, the elephant is what I connect her to. And that's what was on the front of this deck, and that is why. This is her deck. She was a very big animal person, mostly dogs and cats. But, yeah, this is hers. So this is why I have this deck, or otherwise I wouldn't have any animal decks. And now I have two, because they sent me this one. And like I said, nothing wrong with it. The only thing I don't like as well of this deck is Six of Fire. You may receive a promotion, be chosen for a scholarship, or find that you're singled out for special recognition. You've done an amazing job and you deserve all the attention. This is also very too specific for anything that I do on my channels. It's just too specific. Okay, if I'm reading for 1,000 people, I read their energy. I'm not telling their fortune. I'm not telling them of promotions. They're working at that themselves. Okay. I don't want to have to decrypt this message on top of giving a message. My guides give me the message and that's good enough. The cards help with the message. I don't need it to be that specific. Okay. Let me see what else. Ram. That one's good. I'm looking to see. Cantaga, Lion, King of Fire. And this Persian cat. I don't know. Just nothing here really talks to me. An opportunity arises that needs your attention right away. Move quickly is important, yet there's nothing you can't handle if you follow your inner guidance, which is good. But I just feel like it's like, you know, ooh, you're getting an instant message. Okay, maybe the cow one I could do with because, oh my God, so cute. Okay? Like, I'm not saying that these aren't cute. I tend to look at these and whether I connect to them. Oh, this is cute. Prairie dogs. If I connect with them while I'm doing a reading, this is very cutesy. But I shy away a lot from these little blurbs at the bottom because they pin you to a certain thing. And when you're doing a 3, 4, 5 card reading, I find that having specific messages on each one just isn't, it's not going to mesh every single time. It just, you know, this will go, you're responsible may distract you from noticing all the gifts that you've been blessed with. Be open to investigating opportunities that come your way. And if you have one that says, you know, now's not the time to be looking for opportunities, how does that work? It's the message sometimes is broader and deeper than what these cards are giving you. So having something here is really holding you into a spot, and I don't like it. It's not my thing. Okay, so like I said, beautiful deck. It's not a diss on any of the artwork that is in here. It's mostly about personal preference, and it is also about my opinion on the type of reader that I am as well, right? And what my personal preferences are for certain things. So these are the ones that I am looking at. Now there are 2 other decks that I got. This one I got at a book store. I Can Do Anything. This is Positive Affirmations, and in it has a card that says that you can't use it unless you ask for specific from the author. So anything that I can't use on my channel kind of is redundant to me, and of course I didn't know this until I opened it. So they're only daily affirmations, so I can still use them, so I keep them. And this one too, the TLC for the Soul, has the same card in it. I've actually reached out to certain readers who have used these in the past, and I told them be careful, because it actually says you can't share these without, you know, written authorization. So it's not, you know, it's like, I don't know why they would do this. Maybe they're afraid that, you know, people are going to copy it. People are going to copy it regardless. Okay? I've found this out with tarot decks. I found copies in you know, all the other the Chinese sites and stuff, and I've even found some on Amazon. Like I said, there's some that I think they are. I try very hard not to get any like that, but every once in a while I get had. The thing is that if you want your work to be marketed, the best way of marketing it is through tarot readers, honestly, because they're going to do it for you. They're going to show your artwork, they're going to show what you've done. And like I said, please, if you're interested in these decks, let me know. I will tell you where you can find them. Most of these you can find on Amazon, okay, if you like them. And like I said, it's my personal preference. It has nothing to do with the artist, the way that they designed it. It's just that everybody has their own personal preference, right? I may get cards from these artists that they've created different things and really resonate with those, and that's absolutely wonderful. But for those specific decks, I find it hard. Cardstock is a big thing. To anybody who's listening, who's doing cards, this is the ink tarot. This is very cardboardy. I have a hard time with this one. I would use it a lot more if it was not as thick. You can tell by a deck. Look how thick this is. Look how chunky it is. Right there, you know the cardstock is going to be difficult. And I can do it. I do it with this one. But it's hard on the fingers. It's very hard on the fingers. And it just barely passed to keep in my deck collection. It is much better to have a deck where you can absolutely shuffle it, okay? Even the lights here was a little bit like, I thought to myself, ooh, this is getting close to it. But it is very shuffleable, if that's even a word. The size of it, okay, how big, a lot of us like to shuffle this way. And if you can't get it into your hands, it's very hard to just do anything. I know a lot of people just want to see a lot of the artwork, and that's great. If you're very precise in the way you're doing it, and just like I said, being just feminine all the time, or just masculine even, although I'd like a masculine deck, that I'd be able to even out my feminine decks with them. Get ready that it's only going to be used for certain, you know, a certain way. I would find it hard as a reader to use it for people that I'm doing readings to, because I feel you need both masculine and feminine. That's what's on this planet, you know, like to reproduce and everything. That's what we live with. So to me, it's very important to have both. But I understand that some people want all kinds of decks. That's why there is a multitude of decks. And you may resonate with those decks for yourself personally. And I invite you to go and support these artists at all costs. Go ahead. Make sure they're authentic decks. That's my thing, I like to say, because sometimes they're not, and that's kind of sad. But it is, I guess, it is a reality that we're faced with. But, yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section. I've tried to be very sensitive to the fact that I'm saying that this is my personal preference and telling you why, some of the reasons why I don't like these decks. And that's very personal to me. It has nothing to do with these. And what are these that you have that you really connect with? And tell me, if you have any of these decks, why you connect with them. What is it about them that really talk to you? Or if you've had these and can't connect with them, tell me what is it about them that you can't connect. Even if it's not these, if there's other decks that you don't connect to, let me know about those too. I'd love to hear from you, okay? Let's have a discussion. Let's converse. I'm here for it. Take care of yourself. I will see you later. Bye for now.